Oh, I was on one this morning. Did you hear me, folks? A couple of you did last time. I've not seen any comments today. I've not had the chance. Yeah, I'm out and about today, and I heard Talksport. They're talking about Rashford and his impending departure from Old Trafford, or his supposed departure. And I thought, no, I can't hold my own water. I've got to ring up. I've got to have a go. I've not had a go for a good few weeks now, but he's been winding me up as old Marcus. Love him. Think he's great, or thought he was, should I say. But he's getting much too money for much too little effort. I've said it in the past, folks, he's got to go. Unless that is he toes the line, and he seems not to want to toe the line. All he has to do for me is work much harder. Press like the best teams do, like the rest of the best teams do. Press really hard, run hard, get his foot in, get his head to the ball. All the things that he's not doing. Anyway, I was on full rant mode this morning. Old Jim said to me, well, what do you think of the piece he's just done? Well, I'm not really bothered about that. And I went on one. I think they faded me in the end. The news was coming up. I was on before the news. But I think I was going 10 to dozen like I do. I got a bit too agitated and whatever else. I knew news was coming. I wanted to get more in. I thought, no, we've had enough of him. Let's get rid. And they did. No problem. They're allowed to do it. It's their show, not mine. But yeah, for me, look, I'd have him if he could be turned around and they could work with him and he could be back to the player that he was, with plenty of goals, but a work rate to go with it. But the work rate's just not there. And for me, the problem is, he's the main player on the team. He might not be the captain, but he's the one that's ingrained in United. He's been there since he was, 12 or 13. He's come through the academy and everything else. He hit the ground running when he first started. Was it for Van Gaal? I think it was. He scored 30-odd goals only a couple of years ago. Now he can't hit a barn door. And he used to work hard and he was a good player. Is he world class? No, he's not. But he was on the way to that. And I believe he could have got there, I really do. But the way he's gone the last 2 or 3 years, he's completely ruining his career. Ruining his career. He really is. And for me, he's our marquee player. And these young lads coming through see him and they think, well, the manager might want us to work hard and to press, but Marcus ain't doing it. Why should we? And I think the biggest supporter he's got on the person that's shooting himself in the foot on the back of what Rashford is doing is Garnacho. Garnacho doesn't put a shift in either. Brilliant player, brilliant talent, but I think he'll flourish even more with Marcus down the road. As I say, if they can turn Marcus around, great, keep him, no problem at all. But at this moment in time, he offers nothing. He pretends to work hard, he does the odd sprint. He pretends to go in for tackles and pulls out. He very rarely goes up for the ball when the ball's in the air, but when he does, he loses every single header. He just doesn't put himself about at all. I said on the show today, he needs to look at old videos from 3 or 4 years ago of Mane and Salah. What am I thinking of? Yeah, Mane and Salah. They used to work like Trojans. They worked the socks off. And the team followed suit, and that's where they got the success from. Salah still does it today. At 6 or 7 years older than Rashford, he puts in 3 shifts to every shift Rashford puts in. He works 3 times as hard or more so. And he's getting the results from it, you know. Marcus just doesn't do it. I said today, I'm not bothered if he goes. I don't want him to, based on the old Rashford, but based on what we've got here now, I'm all for him going. I was much more upset when Greenwood left than I will be when Rashford goes. Will he turn himself around? I don't think he will. He's got to want to, and I don't think he wants to. I really don't. As I said over the weekend, I think the manager did great dropping him and Garnacho, dropping him from the whole squad. I thought it was great management. And that was Marcus's response with the interview a couple of days ago. Let's see what happens from here now, because they've not closed the door on him yet. Let's just see whether he's got anything about him, and if he does get back in the team, whether he proves to the fans what he's saying to the media, that he loves United, that in his blood, and he'd die for him. At the moment, he's not dying for them. He's killing me slowly watching him. It's me that's dying, not him. As for Garnacho, there've been rumours, hasn't there? I think I've read today, folk believe that it's his brother that's sharing team news with the media and with opponents. We heard, I think yesterday, that there's a couple of players that the management team think are sharing team news well before it's supposed to be shared. And now I'm reading today that they think Garnacho's brother is one of the people doing this. So I think maybe Garnacho is also suffering with the manager because of the misdemeanours of his brother. But you can't go on that. You can't have that. It shouldn't be anything to do with his brother. He wants to keep his nose out. And to that end, Garnacho will just get his head down and start playing football again. Great talent. Don't want him gone. But at the moment, he wants to look over the opposite wing and watch old Diallo and see what he does. If he had the same application as Diallo, he'd be an even better player than he already is, Garnacho. He could reach his potential if he put in a shift every game like Diallo does. I'm telling you now, he's great. So if you heard me, folks, I'm sorry I let you down. I'm sorry it got cut off. I think they cut me off in my prime, because I was in my prime. I was going for it, as I say, but I did get a bit riled up. I knew the break was coming and I wanted to get a lot in. And to that end, I don't think it worked as it should have done. But no, Rashford, if he goes, it's not going to bother me. I just hope we get decent money for him. If you'd have asked me 2 or 3 years ago would I want him gone, I'd have said, oh, certainly not. Certainly not. If we can get him back to that of 2 or 3 years ago, I'd keep him every day of every week. But he's got to want it himself, folks, and I don't think he wants it. I really don't. And that's basically it for United. I also read yesterday, but you don't know what you're reading, whether it's true or not, that the manager has realised Onana is a loose cannon and he's looking at other goalkeepers. I believe he's looking at a boy in Nice. He's a Polish keeper at Nice who's supposed to have had a great season last season, 25-year-old, looking strongly at him and wants the board to sign him for not a massive amount of money. Well, as I say, I've noticed that with Onana. He's got mistake after mistake in him. Good goalie, better this year, but them mistakes just persist. They really do. And you can't be a top team giving the ball away in the areas that Onana does with the regularity he does. So hopefully something's going to get sorted there. He's either going to pull his socks up because he knows that the manager doesn't fancy him, or the manager's going to get him moved on and bring somebody in that he does fancy. Watch this space, as they say. Anyway, that's it for United for now.